Good afternoon everyone and a very warm welcome to another episode of Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. So today we are here at Gatwick Airport doing a flight over to Oslo. So we're not setting anything up this evening. Firstly, I apologise for the lack of content in the last few weeks, well the last week or so. There's not been a great deal of content. A couple of reasons. One, I've been back at uni, so I'm not really available much over the week. Also, I've had this lovely flu that's doing the circles at the minute. And then after that, I've just been busy. Also, we're still waiting for our replacement part from Wing to come, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about the other Wing products and stuff as we're going. How are we doing, Patrick, mate? Hope you're well. Hello everyone on TikTok as well. Hope you're all well this afternoon. Not sure who else is on YouTube. There's someone else on YouTube as well. But good afternoon to you all. So what we'll do is we'll jump in. We're going to jump on via the back door because obviously you can't get in via the front with the jetway in position. So what we'll do is we'll jump up here. We are running Sim Update 4, which is our first flight. To be honest, I've not. Oh wow, that's very noisy. I've not had any real experience really of Sim Update 4 at all, apart from installing it. That is about it. As much as we've done so far is put the batteries and the external power on, and that is literally as far as we got, so we're going to go through the whole setup. Oh, sorry mate, sorry Patrick, I've not seen your message. Like I say mate, I've been busy doing other things, but I will have a look while we're on our flight today once we get in the air, mate. Unless it's something short, then we can pop it in this way. So we are connected to the VATSIM network. We've not got that far yet. So first things first, let's go through the overhead flow, get the crew supply on, cockpit voice recorder test. One thing we are going to have to do manually today is retract the landing gear manually in Sim, and I'll explain why very shortly. Most of you probably do know why, but if you don't, I'll explain in a little bit. So we'll alarm the emergency exit lights, no smoking, that can all go on. We'll pop the nav lights on, all the rest can stay off for now. Just going to quickly do an AP fire test before we start any of that, and our isolation valve can be turned off. Fuel pumps, we're going to pop them all on now, so they're all ready and raring to go. So that's now gone to its alignment mode for 7 minutes. Just going to align the artificial horizon, and we'll go from there. Do a quick GPWS test, so we'll let that run it through its thing. While that's doing that, we'll tune the local frequency, which is ground frequency 1 to 1805. One to 1805. So we'll tune that and pop that in here as well. Next thing, we'll move down to the weather radar. Enable system 1. Multi-scan onto auto, predictive wind shear system on. So we'll just clear the score code for now. So next thing, let's have a look at our flight plan for today's flight over to Oslo. We're going to Gardermoen Airport in Oslo. There's obviously a few airports in Oslo. So we're expecting 26 left for departure, Brain 1 Mike departure. Expecting runway 19 right at Gardermoen. Let me just turn him down a little bit so you can hear me well. Hopefully all the volumes and everything are all good this evening, or this afternoon should I say. So we're in the 319, the CFM variant, sorry, IE variant. Don't know why that says CFM, it should be the IE variant. Cost index of 15, call sign is Speedbird 97 Juliet as per usual. Got a nice tailwind, 25 knot tailwind. Trip fuel required 3.9 tons, and our total fuel is 7.5 tons. Have a quick look at the weather. So our departure airport weather, so good visibilities, a few clouds scattered at 1,700 feet and a couple scattered at 2,000. Temperature is 10 degrees Celsius, QNH 1017, so we'll get that dialed in now. The wind is 209 knots, so that is all good at the moment. And there's no rain or anything reported. one thing we can do is we'll get the passengers board in while we're going through our flow, so we'll get that all ready and ready to go. Oh, hello. That's a bigger screen than I remember. Why is it so big? There we go. So, hopefully we'll get passengers boarding in a second.
Gatwick ground, KLM6 Hotel Alpha at stand 559.
We'll go
going
from
737-800, requesting clearance to Dublin as filed. Information go on board.
What we'll do is we'll jump down to the init page on here, init request, and we'll get that all requested. We'll get the operational flight plan up on this side as well. Do you want to attach the tow bar now?
7573 in the Novum 1X-ray departure for KLM6 Hotel Alpha. Correct.
As soon as possible, please place your larger hand baggage securely into the overhead lockers. Smaller bags.
So Speedbird 97 Juliet is on here. Hopefully all the screens and everything are working as they should do. Cost index today is 15,370 and a flex of -61.
62 kilo Lima, ready for taxi.
Block fuel today we said was 7.6 tonnes. Zero fuel weight 51.7 tonnes, and that gives us a CG of 29. As we know, we've got a tailwind this afternoon of 25 knots, so T25 into the box. And just let that recalculate, so it's given us an extra 9 minutes post everything else. If we do need to divert to another airfield, our alternate today is, bear with, Åland in Norway, Echo November Oscar Lima. We know the temperature at the ground is 10 degrees Celsius, the tropo is 41236, and we'll do a wind request to get the latest wind on the ground. Evening everyone, how we're doing? Or afternoon should I say. I keep saying evening, it's because I'm so used to doing evening streams. So we want the ground one. It's the wind that we're after at the minute. There we go. So let's move on to our flight plan. As we said, we're expecting runway 26 left for departure. Flight plan's all submitted and ready. Do I reckon the Bank of England will cut rates again in December? Probably not. Though I don't do much politic-wise. So frame 1 mark departure, and our other runway we said was runway 19 right. ILS 19 right, and that's via the Ripam 4 mic. And we'll just have a look to see if there's any vias with that as well. So it'd be via the Bava transition, I believe. So yeah, via the Bavad transition. So we go to the via page here, Bavad, and we'll get that back and inserted there. That will now calculate our total time, so 1 hour 56 minute flight time, 750 miles. Gives us 3.1 tonnes estimated fuel on board on landing.
Gatwick ground, KLM6 Hotel Alpha is ready for pushback and startup.
Like I say guys, feel free to say hello if you're on YouTube, TikTok, wherever you are, Twitch. Feel free to say hello. If you've got any questions throughout the flight, please feel free to ask and I'll try and answer them the best I can. So we've just got passengers boarding now. It's not maybe a million miles away until we're... And I believe we're just refueling at the moment. They're just getting the fuel on board as we speak. Like I say, this is the first time using the Sim Update 4, so I've not tweaked any of my settings, nothing's changed at all. We'll see if that plays into positive or negative. We've currently got ATC both ends. Obviously that can change depending on how things go. Gatwick is very busy this afternoon. I'm not sure if there's an event on or something, but it's very, very busy. So we'll try and get ourselves out on time. Ooh, planned departure time is 15:30. As you can see, this MCG is not secure at the minute. We're waiting for the rest of the panels to come before re-securing it again, so it's just held at the minute.
Oh, 124-230, 530, see goodbye.
Jordan, how are we doing? Oh, you're at Gatwick as well, mate. Whereabouts are you on? I'm on stand number 110? Oh, 113, there you go. So yeah, we're pretty much all ready to go. I'm just waiting for the IRS just to align. One thing we can do is we could get our clearance to Oslo and go from there. And have a quick look at the 80s as well, just get the information, so information goes current.
Sitting in a front row seat or an emergency exit row, the floor area around your seat must be completely clear for takeoff. Once your hand baggage is safely stowed, please make yourself comfortable and keep the aisle clear for all remaining customers to join us on board.
EGKK Falcon November taxi, right Papa, Alpha Sierra, hold Alpha 2.
Vaping and other smoking devices is not permitted at any time.
Right, right, Papa,
This includes the toilets,
Sierra,
which are fitted
Alpha
with
2,
smoke detectors. Once again, thank you and a very warm welcome.
This is Kilo, service, just next to
Left Papa, Alpha Sierra, hold Alpha 2.
Like I say, yeah, Patrick, I'll catch up on your messages. I see you to make one more over on TikTok. Once again, apologies if I start coughing. I'm still currently getting over this lovely flu. Oh, I don't.
Keep taxiing, please. You're still on the runway. White 08 left, hold short of Romeo.
Alright, full shot, Romeo, full shot.
Just going to shut the cockpit door, so we're pretty much ready. So initial climb, I think, is 6,000 for that's frame 1 mic. Just double check that on the chart here. Got it wrong again. Oh no, 6,000 at frame. Yeah, there we go. It's pretty standard for London. So then, let's get our clearance. So, if you're watching, Patrick, this is how you request your clearance properly. So what we need to tell them, or we might as well talk through it as we go through it, because I know you've asked me quite a few questions this week about requesting clearances. So the information that you need to pass across is they need to know obviously who you are, so your call sign that's on the top of your VATSIM V-Pilot panel, what aircraft type you are, what stand number you are, what current ATIS information is, so we can go into the ATIS panel on the V-Pilot and you can see what the latest ATIS code is, and then say that you're requesting IFR to Oslo.
Ground EG39 Romeo Lima, push stand 102, requesting push and start.
EG39 Romeo Lima, stand 1.
Oh, nice for Jordan, mate. Yeah. Where are you flying to? You going far?
Push and start approved, face west, and was that push Papa?
So we'll request our clearance in a second.
Keep pushing until you're past Papa, and that's clear.
Yeah, no worries. Push until past Papa is the 39 Romeo Lima. Ground KLM6 Hotel Alpha, requesting taxi.
Ground 6 Hotel Alpha, taxi.
Looks like it's a little bit of a delay getting out this afternoon anyway.
Taxi Lima, hold a beam stand 10 KLM6 Hotel Alpha.
Oh, Jordan's literally just going onto the runway now as we speak. Just see him on the map. I don't know if any of you guys have got the newer version of Navigraph. If you've got the updated version, you'll notice that VATSIM's integrated a lot better. It actually shows you all the current positions. You know, before it used to freeze and not really show you the live positions, whereas now it's showing you all the live positions, which is good. So then, let's request our clearance. Gatwick Ground, good afternoon. It's Viva 97 and Juliet with you on stand number 113. Information Golf, requesting IFR to Oslo, Airbus A319.
297 Juliet, Gatwick Low Frank, cleared Oslo, frame 1 Mike, squawk 5620.
Frame 1 Mike and 5620 is Viva 97 Juliet. So we get 3 more marks in, and 5620 is in the box as well. Like I say, we're going to have to manually put the gear up today. We'll see how that goes.
Easy 861 Alpha, stand 20, A321 Neo, have information go for quick clearance to Edinburgh, please.
Don't know if anyone's worked out how to get rid of the side stick fault. It drives me mad. So we've got 103 passengers on board, so everyone is on board now. It's literally just now a case of waiting for the last of the bags, I think.
7505. 7505.
Hello and very good
Lamborn 6 Mike, Lima Alpha Mike.
On behalf of the entire crew, very warm welcome on board this British Airways flight.
Lamborn.
Tell us to depart as soon as possible.
I
Please
missed it
place your
again.
larger hand baggage
Yeah, no,
securely
6
into the
Mike.
overhead lockers. Smaller bags,
Lamborn
including
6
those
Mike
tagged with the yellow label, must be placed under the seat in front of you.
Correct, break. Helicopter 373, continue Romeo, Lima, Quebec Alpha, and 554.
Once your hand baggage is safely stowed, please make yourself comfortable and keep the aisle clear for
So we're going to get the AP1 unstarted,
Continue
and then we'll
Romeo,
get ourselves pushed back from stand.
As a reminder,
Lima,
smoking,
Quebec
including
Alpha,
music,
10 minutes before
vaping, and other
original
smoking
time, but there we
devices
go.
are not permitted at any time whilst on board. This includes toilets, which are fitted with smoke detectors.
Just waiting for the last few bags to go on.
On board this British Airways flight.
Once they're all on, we can get ourselves going.
Is it 84 Romeo November? Oh. Sorry, is it 84 Romeo November, taxi Romeo, Lima, San 103?
Sorry,
Sorry, correct, Romeo Kilo, San
buddy,
103.
this is flights in 2024. Sorry, I've not seen your message on there. Yeah, flights in 2024, mate.
Sun 6 Hotel Alpha, continue Papa, Alpha Sierra.
Obviously, there is add-on scenery and stuff as well. This isn't the default scenery for Gatwick.
Continue Papa Alpha Sierra, hold Alpha 2, KLM 6 November, hold Alpha.
Good evening, EC4, correction 8401, permission 1 for information golf, flight A320, request for clearance to flight.
Oh, it's loud.
Please lower your mic, it's really loud. You're clear to Paris, Boston 1X-ray, score 3453.
So one thing we do need to do is get our takeoff speeds sorted.
Cruise Utah 1 X-ray, departure score cruise 3453 EC H4101.
Oh, my ears hurt.
Please check your mic, it's really loud. Check your settings, please.
EG39 Romeo Lima, can we cancel our pushback clearance for a moment?
Yeah, that's fine, hold for this.
Thank you, we'll call back again shortly.
So, I'm just doing check takeoff speeds now. So, 141, 141, 144.
8401, radio check.
Get
Still
this
good.
round. Okay, EJ one's still quite loud, turn it down a bit more please. And break, Swiss 6 to the Alpha, yes, passing it.
Cabin crew, boarding complete.
Get the ground to
May I
6
have your
Kilo
attention,
Alpha,
please?
sorry,
On
I
our flight
didn't
today,
crash
we
the
have a
upper
customer
gate.
travelling with us who has a severe nut
Yep,
allergy.
no worries, it's not the one.
Boarding's complete, so we're ready for push.
Snacks that you have brought on board with you.
So, cockpit prep, gear pins, and chorus remove, fuel quantity 7.5 tons. Seatbelts are not on. They are now. It is set to. Oh, hello, what's happened there?
KLM 6 Hotel Alpha, thank
Never
you.
normally that laggy.
EG4 Charlie, radio check.
335.
Not seen it that laggy before. Bear with me a second, guys. I'm not sure what's going on here. Why it's gone so laggy.
ECH401, radio check.
Yeah, really good now, thank you.
There we go. Right, it's caught up with itself again. Occasionally it has these little moments. Usually on the ground where it has these moments. I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's a VATSIM thing. Anyway, so seatbelts are on. So it is. We were just going to check they are all in the nav position. We've had a look up top. They're all okay. So if we go to the data option on here, IRS is so 3 IRSs into a nav alignment. Barref is hopefully 1017 times by 3, 1017 in the standby as well. So then before start, parking brake is set. Takeoff speeds and thrust. 141141144. Thrust of 80. Windows are closed and beacon can come on. So what we'll do is just move. Oh, it's just took us over to the APU power. APU bleed air can come on. We're just now going to wait for our clearance. Get our clearance for our pushback.
EG42 Papa Whiskey is aircraft type A320 is and 553 requesting IFR clearance to Manchester with Gulf.
Also, if you guys want to see any different sort of content, feel free to let us know and we'll try and do what we can.
We'll double check, thanks, EG42 Papa Whiskey.
So we should be cleared to push, there's no aircraft near us. Gatwick ground speed 970 is ready for push and start, stand 113.
With 970 and 113, push and start through face east.
Push that approved facing east onto lever.
Got ground, good afternoon.
What we'll do is head over to the GSX panel. We're just now given the instructions.
7 left, A319, more information, Golf, requesting alpha clearance.
So we want to be facing east onto. Brakes released, you're cleared to push. Start sequence is going to be 1 then 2, starting number 1.
2223. Thank you. Cleared to Edinburgh via the land 16 Mike departure, squawk 2223. EV4 Charlie.
So we get ourselves pushed back from Stones and then.
All customers have now boarded, and we're about to brief you on the safety procedures of this Airbus 319. We ask that you remove your personal headphones until the end of the briefing. Portable electronic devices may be used during the flight as long as they are in flight safe mode. Unfortunately, Wi-Fi services will not be available on our flight today. Please complete any emails or messages you wish to send now.
EG39 Romeo Lima, we're ready to push and start now. Did she still want us to go all the way past Papa?
Use handheld devices such as mobile phones, tablets and e-readers during takeoff and landing.
Yeah, just hold position for now, I'll call you back.
No worries, hold position, EG39 Romeo Lima.
Switched off and stowed away safely. As a reminder, smoking is not permitted at any time on board.
Engine 2, sorry, engine 1's available starting, engine 2.
Your attention is
Holding Fox Romeo.
Good 203 Gatwick, well, thanks. Taxi Juliet, hold short of Papa.
as this includes important safety information,
Taxi Juliet, holding short Papa.
such as brake position and the location and operation of the doors. In the event of an emergency, low-level lighting will guide you to an exit.
Please set parking
Exits
brakes.
are clearly marked and are being pointed out to you now. Please take a moment to locate
T8401 at position 14, ready for push and start.
Right, set, clear to disconnect.
automatically plate evacuation slides.
Approved facing west DC 8401.
Tear the slide. Please ensure that your seatbelt is fastened. It must be worn whenever the seatbelt signs are on.
Got ground, EG42 Papa Whiskey. You should have the flight plan now. Requesting alpha clearance to Manchester with information Gulf A320 stand 553.
EG40 Papa Whiskey, thanks, cleared Manchester, land 16 Mike, squawk 1144.
Unlocking the nose gear.
Cleared Manchester by the Lamborn 6 Mike departure squawk 144 for EG42 Papa Whiskey.
Oxygen masks like this
Engine 2 available.
appear automatically. If you're wearing a face mask, this should be removed before putting
Gatwick
on
ground, Golf Alpha Zulu Romeo Tango is a Beechcraft Bonanza at maintenance area 1 with information Golf.
After start, anti-ice not required, econ status is checked, pitch trim 0.8 up hopefully. Oh, 0.7. So
I haven't got a flight plan for you, just check on me if I'll
0.8 up, the trim is neutral.
Okay, we'll do.
Flight controls.
Your life
Pull up.
jacket is underneath or beside your seat.
Pull down.
If required,
Neutral.
remove the jacket from
Pull
the
left.
container and pull it over your head.
Pull right. Neutral.
Romeo
Pull
Lima,
down. Pull
push
left.
and start through space west and
Pull
Papa,
right to neutral.
In a double bow at the side.
That's correct, British 999. Yes, it did come from Discord. It is available on our Discord page as well if you can't find one. Yes, that is where it originates from, buddy.
The air can be topped up by using this mouthpiece. there is a whistle and a light for attracting attention.
So then, we're pretty much ready for departure.
EG4 with Charlie, stand 47 left, ready for push and start.
Any personal devices with flight safe mode should have this.
So we can probably guess that our taxi routine is going to be Lima, Papa, and probably Alpha Sierra, holding point Alpha 3.
Including laptops must be switched off and stowed in your luggage for takeoff and landing.
Gatwick ground speed 970 is ready for taxi.
If it does, please don't move it and let one of your cabin crew.
297 Juliet, hold position on flight.
Devices must be switched off and
Hold
disconnected
position,
from
speed
any
970.
power sockets when not being used in flight. Please ensure your hand baggage does not block the aisles or exits. It must be put under the seat in front of you or in an overhead locker. Do place items into the locker carefully as they may fall out and injure someone.
Everything's all done here.
In the event of an evacuation, you must move quickly to the closest usable exit, taking nothing with you. Please now ensure that your seat is in the upright and take-off position with the armrest down and your tray table is folded away. Window blinds must now be in the open position.
So we have got that available if we need it.
Smoking, including e-cigarettes.
I do think we probably need to do something with our settings though.
At any time whilst on board. This includes the toilet switch off fitted.
So cabins are now secure. Oh, we're just waiting for this EasyJet to push by the look of things.
Your cabin crew. Thank you very much for your attention. Shortly be dimming the cabin lighting for takeoff. This is normal procedure for flights in the hours of darkness. If you do require any additional lighting, please use the button in the panel above your head.
Hey Ian, how are we doing, mate?
7743 Gatwick, thanks, clear Dublin, 941 X-ray, squawk 6011.
Hi deck.
Hello, it's cabin secure for takeoff.
Wonderful, thanks. 5 minutes till takeoff. So then, it looks like he's going to be pushing back past the Lima point with a bit of luck. If not, he's pushed.
Ground, EG40 Papa Whiskey, stand 553, ready for push and start.
EG40 Papa Whiskey, 553, push and start through phase east.
Push and start for 50, EG40 Papa Whiskey.
EGKK request taxi.
EG8401, thanks, hold mic 1.
So guys, what we'll do after we take off, I'll explain a little.
I said 501 with you on Juliet.
Stand by 0203, taxi kilo and 33.
Hopefully he'll keep continuing to push.
Kilo to stand 3.
I have 511 Gatwick, hello, thanks, taxi Juliet, full short of Papa.
Juliet, hold short, Papa, I said 501.
97 Juliet, taxi Papa, tracking right Papa, Alpha November, hold Alpha 3.
Right, Papa, Alpha November, holding Alpha 3, speed 970 up. Brakes released.
Gatwick Ground, hello, Super 375, stand 19er, type 787-9er, info. Questions? Available. So the 375 Gatwick, hello, thanks, clear Frankfurt, Memphis 1 Mike, squawk 0570.
So we're getting the first right here, and then we'll get ourselves going. Probably need some taxi lights, would probably be a good idea as well.
Correct.
So we'll have a good chinwag about products once we get in the air. I'll tell you the exciting news that I got last week. I say exciting news, it wasn't. Just quickly do a brake check just before we get too close to that other aircraft. So we're going to be down right here, right side. It's clear. Oh, look at that A350. Massive, aren't they, the 350s? I still love my little 320 though.
1 Alpha, stand 20, push and start through to face east. Easy 8401, contact the tower, 124.230, bye bye.
14230.
But we'll get tuned now, 124230. So we want...
Control easy, 25 Charlie Mike.
EG25 Charlie Mike Gatwick, thanks. Taxi Juliet, Curtin, taxi 08 left, Romeo, Kilo, San 104.
Taxi 08 left, Romeo, Kilo, Stand 104, easy 25 Charlie Mike.
No, the sun looks beautiful. Alpha November, holding 1 Alpha 3, so... Next left, yeah, well, 319 we're in, Manny.
EG4 to Papa Whiskey, thanks. Taxi right Papa, Alpha November, hold Alpha 3.
Taxi right Papa, Alpha November, hold Alpha 3, for EG4 to Papa Whiskey.
So we clear to Alpha 3, which is the next right. And thankfully there's not much traffic here either, which is a bonus.
So the 97 Juliet, contact the tower, 124.230, Republic.
Over to tower 124230, speed 97 Juliet, bye.
EG39 Romeo, Lima, push and start complete, ready for taxi.
So what we're going to do is we're just going to come to a position here at Alpha 3.
Left Papa, Alpha Sierra, hold Alpha 2, EG939 Romeo, Lima.
Holding position, parking brake is set.
Gatwick Tower, Austrian 334, 3000 feet, ILS 26 left.
Austrian 334, Gatwick Tower, good afternoon, surface wind 210 degrees, 8 knots, gusting 18 knots, continue approach, number 2.
126825. So that's got the next frequency tunes. Right then.
334 confirm, continue approach, number 2, runway 26 left.
Continue approach number 2, runway 26 left, Austrian 334.
Speedbird 97 Juliet, Gatwick Tower.
Speedbird 97 Juliet, just about to contact you.
Speedbird 97 Juliet, no, is it all behind the landing EasyJet A320 on a 2-mile final, 5 Alpha 1, line up runway 26 left behind.
After the EasyJet, line up behind, Speedbird 97 Juliet. So we'll proceed forward to Alpha 1. So he's on a 2-mile final, we've got a visual of him now. We'll proceed to Alpha 1, well, no further than that for now. So we'll just... So, taxi Charlie's flight control check, flap setting, conform plus F, radar predicted wind system on an auto, engine mode selector, norm, eco memo, take off, new, blue. Now, lineup checklist. Take off before we confirm, 26 left, Alpha 1, TCAS, TA, RA, packs 1 and 2 both on. So, he's down. So, obviously, we've got 5 miles to the next traffic. So as soon as his arse is off the runway, then we'll be cleared to So we're just waiting for the EasyJet just to vacate, and then after that we should get our clearance.
Speedbird 97 Juliet, runway 26 left, surface wind 210 degrees, 8 knots, gusting 18 knots, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 26 left, speedbird 97 Juliet. Thrust 40%.
Welcome to Gatwick, taxi 08 left, hold short Romeo, contact ground 121.805, bye.
Take off.
Hold Romeo, contact ground 121.803, very much indeed.
Austrian 334, you visual with the rolling British Airways A319.
Man, flight 60, SRS, runway,
Austrian
334. Austrian 324, you visual with the departing
Just so-
Airways A319.
Fair game, please.
Question 334, discuss.
B1,
Speedbird 484.
rotate.
And Austin 334, runway 26 left, clear to land.
Runway 26 left, clear to land, Austrian 324.
Seabed 484.
Positive climb, go up. Now.
210 degrees, 8 knots, gusting 18 knots. Continue approach, runway 26 left.
Continue approach 26 left, Speedbird 484.
Seabed 97 Juliet, contact Gatwick Director 126. Start to disregard that. Monitor Unicom 122 decimal 8. Target flight delay.
Everton Unicom 122 decimal 8, Spirit 970 at Boeing. Just climb. Lap 0.
Gatwick Tower, EG4 Papa Whiskey, holding at Alpha 3.
EC42 Papa Whiskey, Gatwick Tower, good afternoon. Hold Alpha 1.
Hold Alpha 1, EG4 Papa Whiskey.
Seabed 484, runway 26 left, clear to land.
Clear to land 26 left, Speedbird 484, thank you.
Off.
It's a bit misty up this direction. AP1. See what's going on with this thrust. There we go. It's a bit cloudy. So speed 120 at the moment.
Good afternoon to you all. My name is Cameron Dix, the in-flight manager, and it's my pleasure to welcome you all on board today. A very special welcome
A
to
bit
those
windy this evening, that's for sure.
Club and those joining from our Mobile Alliance partners. I'd just like to introduce the rest of
There we go, there's Gatwick just off here to the left side. They get a bit of a better visual down here actually.
Seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. Must be securely fastened whenever the seatbelt sign is on. Take care when you open the overhead lockers. As I
So initial climb 6,000 feet.
Reminder that
Not
smoking,
through.
including e-cigarettes, vaping, and the use of other smoking devices, is not permitted at any time whilst on board. This includes the toilets, which are fitted with smoke detectors. We're about to start our onboard service. If you have a food allergy or would like information on specific allergens on today's flight, please
Thank you
contact
for the Rose Zulu wing.
For those
Much
of you
appreciated.
in our Club Europe cabin, we'll be offering you a complimentary meal and drinks from the bar. Your traveller cabin will be offering you a complimentary bottle of water and a snack. This will be followed by a highlight cafe service.
Excuse me.
Card in your seat pocket for further
You're going to hear me cough many a times. So speed 250 knot restriction.
hospitality of British Airways. If there's anything that the team right can do to make your journey more comfortable, then please just let us know. So thank you. And
So Acorn 5,000 feet restriction. And then we 6,000 feet not long after that. Sounds so good this sim now though. And performance wise so far didn't seem too bad apart from that a little bit initially. Like I say guys, I think we're probably going to have to do some fiddling with settings anyway. We're well overdue a new graphics card, that's for sure. But unfortunately I'm not in the position to purchase one at the moment. Spent far too much money on new sim equipment. I don't know if any of you guys have actually seen the new wing flex overhead that's been released. I watched a little video on it the other day actually. It's quite surprising how it all works really. So we're going to continue our climb now 6,000 feet. Yeah, shush. Gatwick traffic speedbird 97 Juliet, climbing 6,000 feet overhead Acorn inbound towards. I can't remember the waypoint now. Inbound Frayne. There we go. And so I got 3,500 feet to the other aircraft in front. So yes, the wingflex overhead looks. It's a little bit interesting. Like, I don't know what you guys think to look at. I don't think it looks that appealing, if I'm honest. The only thing I do, it's a bit of a quirky feature, but with the when you put the beacon on and put the nav lights on, you get them lights that come off the overhead, which I kind of think is quite a cool feature, but it's not really that useful, really. I do like the idea that they've got the full strip lights as well down either side, so they've got these big white lights down either side, which is helpful, I guess. I do think that it's probably a bit of wasted space, in my opinion. I think they probably could have utilised putting more buttons there than that. And cruise altitude, buddy, 37,000, I believe. Yeah, 37,000. So once we get past our next waypoint at Frayne, we can climb to 37,000. So that's the restriction that we're on at the moment. Well, we've already exceeded the restriction, really, but yeah, that is the technical restriction. I must admit though, the sky's looking beautiful today. It really is. Even with the clouds as well. Oh, looking very, very good. This is the first time we've actually flown in daylight for God knows how long. Not that there's going to be daylight for much longer, but most of you guys know, most of my flights, generally speaking, are normally night flights. Would have done it a little bit earlier, but decided to do it a little bit on the mid-afternoon side. Most of you know I don't have very good experiences with the Oslo airport. There is ATC on there, which is a bonus. I find I get a little bit stressed with Oslo. Performance can sometimes be a little bit of an issue on London as well. I don't know if that's been fixed now, but there we go. Yeah, I'm not sure what you guys think to the new wingflex overhead. I think it's a nice panel, but I think they've just... I just feel like they've wasted a lot of space with it. So, there's Frayne. We could probably just go direct Frayne, to be fair. Just cut the corner a little bit. No other aircraft near us. Now we start to climb to our cruise. Oh, 370 managed. So it won't do anything yet because we're at an altitude constraint. And then we'll be going on to standard pressure shortly. Is it tricky, the approach to Oslo? I guess I wouldn't say it's tricky. It has its own, don't get me wrong, it has its own challenges. I wouldn't say it's like horrifically tricky. Like, I personally find that Menorca's trickier than this, to be honest. I wouldn't say it's like hugely tricky. It has its own complexity, mainly because it's obviously there's a lot of high terrain around that sort of area. Not massively high though, but there is some high terrain in that sort of vicinity. Yeah, no, I wouldn't say it's hugely difficult. I really wouldn't. There's a lot of restrictions though, there's a lot of flight restrictions. So it's just concentration really. It's quite a nice approach, in fairness. It's very scenic. So another 5 miles and then we'll be on our climb to 370. I don't think there's much ATC. There was loads of ATC on when we first launched the flight, which is always the way. And then hopefully as we come into Oslo, we'll get a little bit more. I'm just trying to work out whereabouts we are now. I think we're sort of over Essex direction, just sort of going out Margate that direction maybe. Could be wrong. I'm not very good with that here. Like loads of little islands, so I don't know to tell. I would definitely not Essex. Essex is further along. So this is the mouth of the Thames, just here. So we're going to start our climb now, hopefully. Go back into climb phase. Yeah, I've flown there a few times. I've not flown there many times though, to be fair, buddy. It's a nice flight though. It is a nice flight. It's not, if you fly from like top of Scotland as well, it's not actually that long either. It's only an hour. Well, Edinburgh across. There's just not, you don't really see a lot from Edinburgh. That's the only thing, because it's just pretty much straight over the water and straight there. Do you fly the Phoenix then, Manny, on? So once we get 10,000 feet, we'll release the cabin. We've got a nice little tailwind helping us along as well, so. Like I say, guys, we'll have a chat in a minute. Once we get past 10,000 feet, we will have a chat about where we're going. So 10,000 feet, let's get rid of the landing lights and release the cabin as well. Just quickly go over to the company debrief. Just with the flight, the load sheets. Oh, let's forget about them. It depends on what Airbus you're flying. And it's all about knowing how the autopilot works as well. So the autopilot has two phases. So it has a managed mode and it has a selected mode. So if you've not got in the right mode, then yeah, it probably will be feeling like it's got a mind of its own. It's all to do with the flight computers flying the plane or whether you're manually flying it with the inputs you put in. I wouldn't say it's a fixed issue. You need to make sure that everything's programmed properly in the MCDU. If everything's programmed properly in here, then you should be fine, buddy. It's difficult to explain what's going wrong if you can't see it, if that makes sense. So then guys, let's have a chat about our product. So you'll notice, well, you may notice, may not, if you're new to the channel. So we've got the eCam here. Last week we did have the AGP. Or the week before we did have the AGP, which we've done a few videos with, and it's a brilliant bit of kit. However, mine developed a fault after probably a week, well, not even a week, and that fault was with the auto brake panel. I'll give you a quick demo actually. So I'll give you a quick demo. So you see on this side you've got the on and hot. So the hot low LED would work, but the on LED would not work. So I reached out to Wing, and after, in fairness, their customer service was really good, really prompt. The only thing that I think was a little bit difficult with the language barrier, it's hard to get across with what you meant. And don't get me wrong, the support was good. It just took a little while to get to the point to actually get in the support. So it took about 3 days in total. Initially they were saying, oh, it's a software, you just need to update the firmware, you need to do a software update, you need to do a test in the Sim app Pro, and I was like, it's not the, I was trying to explain, it's not the software. I tell you now, this is an LED issue, this is not a software issue, because when it's in the test mode it's not lighting up, but the other part of the button's lighting up. So it took a little bit of to-ing and throwing from them, but we did get there in the end, and they were fair. So they have agreed to send me a replacement. But they wouldn't send me a replacement, unfortunately, until I'd proved evidence that I've smashed up the old panel. And trust me, it really broke my heart to smash it up. It really did. And they wanted pictures of me smashing up the panel and breaking the circuit board into bits, which I was a little bit disheartened. I did ask, can I not prove this after my new products arrived? And they said no, unfortunately not. And I guess the real reason is because people will claim it's faulty, and then basically just resell it. And if I'm honest, if they hadn't asked for it back, I probably would have tried to resell it with that fault. But obviously they wanted the proof that it's all smashed up. The other bonuses from that, we've got 2 extra rails, so we've got 2 metal rails that we can utilise for other things, so not all is lost. In fairness, they were really good. The only thing was then they couldn't tell me when I would receive the next product. They said, oh, we're really busy with pre-orders at the minute. So my argument was, well, if it's a pre-order, then this should take priority over it, and eventually I got my own way. So I felt that I had to be quite on at them constantly, so for about a week I was on at them every day, trying to get a resolution to it. But they were more than happy to replace it. It was just with timelines and things, and obviously with the fact it's got to travel from China just before Christmas, that's not great. However, on the good news to that should be here tomorrow. So when I last looked, it was in Charles de Gaulle Airport with FedEx, so hopefully that should be here tomorrow. News since then. So the saga with the overhead panel from Java Sim, really good communication with Java Sim, to be fair. They'd had some issues with their customs release paperwork, so basically they wouldn't release the parcel into like the main mailing network. That's now apparently been resolved. I'm yet to see, so they've sent me a new tracking number, but I'm yet to actually see any progress on the tracking database to actually give me evidence that it's on its way. But they assure me that it is on its way. They say that I'll receive it before Christmas. I'm a little bit sceptical personally. It's coming from Thailand and it's on a 7 to 14 day thing, so I'm a bit sceptical whether we will get it. I'm a bit sceptical about it. The next thing is this last week, I think it was on Tuesday. They said to me, well, I had an email from Wing saying, can you please pay for your pre-order? And I thought, oh, that's a bit strange. What pre-order? Turns out it's my pre-order for my throttle. And that was from the UK store, so they've clearly got a stock in the UK now. And it's currently in the process of being released to the shipping agent. How long that's going to be, I don't really know. I was hoping it would be within like this week, but I think it'll probably be the week after. It'll either be the Christmas week or the week after Christmas, I think, realistically. So yeah, so everything's changing. The throttle's obviously on its way. Well, we say it's on its way. The stand for it, or the clamp mounting system, isn't yet available. That's not available till the 13th of January, I think, or sometime. It might be the 23rd of January, but I'm sure we can manage for the time being. So yeah, I'm a little bit excited about that. And most of you are going to ask what's going to happen with our Bravo throttle quadrant. Well, the easy answer to that is it's going to be sold. And then the money that I recuperate from that most likely will be going towards a radio panel. Depends if Wing are going to be releasing. Well, I know they are releasing one. The question is when. So what we may do is order one of the other radio panels in the meantime, and then swap it out at a later date when the Wing one becomes available. Patrick, when do you know when to descend? So it's fairly straightforward to work out when to descend, really. So the computer will actually tell you where it wants you to descend. So see, we've got TC here. That means top of climb. I don't know how well you guys can actually see it on here, but if you see on here, yeah, we've got top of climb on this side here. If we carry on down, and there will be an article that says TD, which stands for top of descent. So that is our point of top of descent. If we then go into the plan mode, so we switch the knob to plan, and that's going to show us that particular waypoint. If I extend the range, the top of descent is triggered by this arrow here. That is the arrow for top of descent. One thing you must ensure you do is move your altitude button from 37,000 feet. So typically what I tend to do is I'll have a look at the first restriction of where they will need us, so 28,000, so I'd probably put 28,000 in and then go from there. Sometimes you'll descend a little bit earlier than that, but that's just when the computer's calculated it. Hopefully that helps. Right, let me catch up with what Patrick had sent me on Discord. So Patrick, you asked me what charts. So obviously we run the Navigraph charts, which are on my left screen. I don't know if you can see that. So yeah, the Navigraph charts is what you ideally will need, because you need, that is the best way of working out where all the taxiways are. There are other alternatives that are free. You have to pay a subscription for Navigraph. It's about, I think it's about £7 a month. It's not very expensive, but obviously if you don't work or anything, then it's a little bit difficult. How do I get my logo on the tablet? So you need to open the tablet in external view to get that, but that's not hugely. And how do you get the GSX menu for pushback? So GSX menu appears here. So as you can see, it's there. You basically just click on the GSX menu and it will pop up. And now I can't get rid of it. Just GSX thing. I didn't have to wait any days. You just enable it in the software to get passengers, I believe, Patrick. So in the FS routine installer, when you double click in that, you can go into the config options, and then it should be an option for boarded passengers or walking passengers. And that should then allow you to do it, unless something's changed that I'm not aware of. That's how we've always done it. You see, we're getting some good progress now. We're nearly at our cruise level. And then it's just a gentle flight across to the lovely Oslo. Probably want terrain actually on, don't we? It's because typically now I always have the weather radar on. That's why. What we could do is have terrain on this side maybe. The weather's pretty good at the minute though, so we shouldn't really get any particular weather. Yeah, there's not a great deal of weather about at the minute. Like I say guys, any other questions feel free to ask and I'll try and answer them the best we can. So yeah, that's the updates with all the wing stuff. Obviously that should be here tomorrow, which I'm quite looking forward to be fair. So yeah, that should be here tomorrow. And then I'm not too sure about the whole overhead situation, what's going on with that if I'm honest. It's basically displaying the same as it did last time, but they assure me that it has been sent this time. So in fairness to JavaSim, they have asked if I wanted my money back on numerous occasions, but the truth is I don't, because I think the product's really good. And presuming the product works as it's advertised, then I'd have no reason to get rid of it. But for budget wise, the Rosefire overhead's more than sufficient. Obviously we've got quite a big overhead panel, so I wanted something that's not too big but something that would fill a decent amount. I don't know if that's something that's new. I've only just ever noticed that. You see on, I don't know if you can see actually on here where the registration code is. How long has that shown A319 MSN 1222? I've not noticed that before. Could have been there all the time, I suppose, but I personally never noticed it. No, it's Patrick, mate. You're welcome. The only thing now, since all this moving about with the sim, I do think we're probably going to have a bit of a reconfigure with everything. I don't know what you guys think. Do you think prefer having the FCU on this side, or do you think it'd be better over on the right side? I'm still a little bit undecided, if I'm honest. Obviously, typically it would sit further to the right. I moved it there because I thought that we may have to move the MCDU onto there. That was the reason. Yeah, Adam, how are you doing, mate? Have we got scenery for Oslo? Yes, we do have scenery for Oslo. It's from Contrail Store, I believe. I can't remember what the maker name is, though, if I'm honest. It might be MK Studios or something. But it's really good scenery, to be in fairness to it. It can be a little bit stuttery. Whether that's the sim or whether that's the scenery, I don't really know. Have you seen that the A380 fly-by-wire have better performance now? If I'm honest, Adam, I've never flown the 380. Main reason is I don't have enough throttles. But no, I've never flown the 380, and if I'm honest, I don't really plan to use it because it's wildly different. It's like I'd be learning a completely new aircraft, really. The same reason with the 350. We do tend to do short haul flights, so it wouldn't really benefit me personally. But no, yeah, I do know it had an update. I did see a video on it the other day that it's got an update. And yeah, I think that's my opinion of the 350. I think it's a good aircraft, but it's not the same as like. So I'm used to like Phoenix level, PMDG level aircraft, and I think going back that direction, I think I would struggle a little bit. Like you say, you can't fault Phoenix. You really can't fault that. I'm really looking forward to the Neo coming out in the new year. That should be good. Oh, you just bought Dusseldorf as well. Oh, nice one. Yeah, if I'm honest, Adam, if you wanted to buy the Phoenix, it's well worth its money, is what I'm trying to say. The support is really good as well. They really listen to their customers, which is I think it's quite important with companies, especially flight sim companies. They really do listen to their customers. Granted, yes, they do take a little while for updates, so they probably don't update as regularly as like indie builds, but when they do release an update, it is usually a huge update, and it's been well tested. They won't never release anything that's not ready, and I respect them for that, because a lot of companies these days will just release something to make as much money as possible before they're actually ready properly. So respect to them for that. Hey Keith, how are you doing, mate? Yeah, I should have to have a go with the A380. I must admit, I would try it. I would give it a go. It's just huge, isn't it? That's the thing. Yeah, I guess it's the way you live as well. Yeah, like I say, if you live in Milan, you probably will see them more regularly. I don't really see them very often. Occasionally, you see a odd few at Manchester. Most of them are down at Heathrow for me, which is quite a way away from where I live. So very, very really. Obviously, the thing with the A380 as well, it's a bit of a dying breed with the A380 because everyone thought it would be the plane of the most popular plane, and Emirates are the only customer really that operate a high number of them. The A350s really took over that. I did notice though that Emirates have actually offered Airbus £20 million 20 million, 20 million to go towards the development of the A380 Neo, which would be pretty cool. Just got double door from NK. I found. Yeah, I do think it. Yeah, Thomas, I do think it does make a difference having the scenery, because obviously your placement's going to be off. Don't get me wrong, they're not huge, like between the default scenery and everything, they're not hugely like dissimilar in their layout. So most of the taxiways are just about where they should be. There may be a few meters in it here and there, but typically they're sort of around the right place. But I know what you mean. I'm the same. I prefer to have proper payware scenery, especially when we're doing things like VATSIM and streaming as well. That does make a big difference. And it's more for me. It's more for the immersion as well. I dread to think how much I've spent on scenery and in the years, to be honest. And that's the problem. Then they're releasing new flight sim, and then you have to buy all the scenery again. But hopefully it won't be a new flight sim for a few more years now. Hopefully they'll stick with what they've got here. I'm trying to work out if that's an aircraft in front of us or if it's a star. I think it's one of the stars, to be fair. So how far? We've got 554 miles to run. We should be on the ground at 17:30. So we've got about an hour and... well, just under an hour and a half, haven't we? About an hour and 20. We got out of Gatwick quite well today, compared to... also we've flown a lot from Manchester recently, and it was chaotic to say the least, getting out of there. But obviously that's because of the new scenery that was installed. Makes a big difference. If you guys have got any recommendations for mounting these wing panels as well, particularly with this next level racing, I should say fly-by-wire racing then, next level racing sim pits, because I do find it quite challenging, if I'm honest. So our plan's going to be, I don't know, oh, you guys probably can't see this very well, so the FC is probably going to move back to the right side where it was previously. The MCDU, I'm hoping, when this new throttle comes, obviously the Honey Bravo throttle is quite big and bulky, whereas the Wing throttle is very, very small. So I'm hoping that will sit further on the right side with the overhang of the flaps and the spoilers. Being able to fit the MCDU on the left side. Initially until everything else comes, and then hopefully if there's enough space, I'm planning on hopefully getting the ECAM to just in front of the throttle, because obviously if you look on the real aircraft, that's it is an aircraft in front of us, it is just in front of the throttle a little bit, so that is what we're going to try and do. How well that works I'm not too sure, and we'll play it by ear, I think. But yeah, that is our plan for now. But yeah, hopefully it works okay. And then the EGP panel will just have to sit on here somehow. Probably get it bolted in properly. Would be nice. And then when the radio panels come, I have no idea where they're going to go. Because ideally we want the radio panel, the audio control panel, that would be quite useful. Especially for VATSIM and things. The weather radar and the transponder, obviously we want a whole line of them in theory, but I may build a custom box for them. So we've got some traffic on TCAS. There's a 20 miles in front. Telling us when we land what page are we on. So you don't actually need to be on any page for the for the MCDU even. So if you're just on the flight plan page, so just the default flight plan page that you're seeing here, you can see at the bottom you've got a UTC time. So that time we will be at Echo Golf, Echo November Golf Mike runway 19 right at 17:30. That is our touchdown time effectively. Obviously that doesn't allow your time to stand, so probably another 10-15 minutes on top of that will be your time to stand. That was obviously telling you distance. If you want to know how far you are from the top of a descent, you can go to progress and then you can click report. And then what it will say here, so at top of descent here, at flight level 370, that's going to be at 16:57 or in 363 miles is when we're going to be at the point of top of descent. So yeah, that's how you get some progress information. You can find out where you're going to be on any waypoint as well. I can't really remember how to do that though, to be honest. But the MCDU is literally the heart of the aircraft, it really is. And for those of you that are considering getting 2 of them, I would say get 2 of them personally. Even if you only got a single seater cockpit, main reason, and then you can use the ATSU side separately to the MCDU flight plan side. That's my suggestion anyway. But like I said, there's not a lot going on below us really, we're just literally over here really, just over the water. Let's have a look, see where we are. So we're pretty much just right over the North Sea. Not really a lot to report. Not really many islands that we're going to come across either, so we'll see a touch of I think it's part of Sweden, I'd like to say, on the right side, and then we'll end up going into Norway. It's going to be a little while yet before that's the case. So there guys, yeah, if you've got any further questions, feel free to ask them. I'll try and answer the best we can. Got a fair old trek to run it, 500 miles left to run. Unfortunately it's just going to be one stream this evening. Not going to do any more. Main reason being I don't have the energy to really. Without coughing everywhere. But certainly nice night for flying, that's for sure. Wonder if any of you would prefer me to reduce their time so it's a little bit earlier. We could do that. I do prefer to fly live time though. Just makes things a little bit easier with the weather and everything. Hey up Airborne Entertainment, how we doing mate? So yeah, we're just pretty much cruising at the minute until we land. But yeah, I will have a quick look actually to see if there's any update on any of our items that are coming. So we'll have a look at the FedEx item first, which is the replacement part. Like I say, last time I checked, it was at 2 hours to go. Chances are it's probably going to be. So it should be here tomorrow according to the scheduled delivery time. Hopefully it'll be within the UK later today. So typically for me it goes sort of to the middle of So it's actually on the way at 9 o'clock this morning. Oh no, it's yesterday. So yeah, chances are it'll be across in the UK anytime now, really. We'll have a good look at Wing as well to see if they've given us any shipping information. I doubt it, because normally they send you an email with all the shipping information when it's all ready to ship. But I'm very looking forward to the throttle. I've heard lots about it. I certainly know that a few people on this channel that have got the throttle and said it's certainly worth its money. Obviously that's not loading properly, so we'll just have a quick look on here. Yeah, so at that 300 mile point, yes, we'll start our descent. That'll be the plan. Yeah, so it's quite easy to work out when we need to start our descent, really, because we go into here, we can have a look at the RIPAM. So we can have a look at this item here. So we can, the first actual restriction for altitude. So we have an initial speed restriction. That's our first restriction. Let me try and so yeah, that's our initial restriction. Is here at RIPAM. So we could hold here if we're too high. Next one is INGAR, XTO, and then our actual first flight level restriction is here. So we need to be below flight level 120, then level at flight level 90 at 250 knots. Let me just remove the pen a second. And then as you can see, we've got further speed restriction, further speed reduction, all the way around, and then we need to be at level at flight level 90 by this waypoint. If ATC is online, what they may do is they sometimes will get you to chop and change across to Bavad from here, in which case then you will start your descent earlier. And then 220 knots, 5,000 feet, and then after that, this point we'll then move on to the next chart. And the next chart for us will be the localizer 19 right. We could get 19 left. It all depends on what runways are in operation. That's what the flight plans told us, but it may be a little bit different in practice. So yeah, we'll have a quick look here. Look, so from Bavad, so this is the waypoint that it's just told us that we need to be at 5,000. We then proceed across to this waypoint and then down the ILS path, and basically if they give us the other runway, it will tell us to take down this other pathway as well. To intercept the ILS, 3,500 feet required. We have a minimums of 876, and then if we have everything goes P-Tom, we can then use the missed approach procedure, climb to runway track of 192. So after landing 192, maybe I'm looking at this wrong. Oh yeah, so initial 192 for 2.5 miles. Then we make a track of right of 223 degrees, climb to 5,000 feet, and then basically we'll get further vectoring from the approach path and then back in for another approach. So that's pretty much the route that we're going to take. So let's have a quick look at our order process for everything. Don't know why it's done that, because we've already ordered it. If we look at order details, so it just says shipping in progress at the minute. Waiting for shipping. And my bad guys, I've literally just got rid of the TikTok live. There we go. So that's where we're at the minute. So there's not a lot really happening. Not really many aircraft around either. But yeah, we do plan hopefully to get a new graphics card. That will be the plan hopefully in the next few months. So what plane is it? It is a Airbus A319 via the Phoenix team. That's what we're in at the moment. Just a little A319. One thing we can do to be a little bit prepared, I know we've got 400 miles, but we could have a quick look. Oh, he says, looks like ATC's gone off for the minute. So we'll have a quick look to see what runways people are using. That's another tactic we can use. We may be lucky in the respect that we may be able to catch what the previous. So if we have a look here, go to weather, arrival. I didn't update it. We'll try and be cheeky and update it to see if it's there, but it's not. Okay. So that's not really much help to us. But yeah, hopefully that answers your question, Mustang. There's another aircraft over to our right side here. There's a couple actually. Wonder where they've just flown from. Let's have a quick look. Ah, so they've just come out of. Oh, they're flying quite a way. They've come through from Russia. I think they're both 350s as well. Oh no, that's a 777, tell a lie. An A350. How do you get that map on the second screen? What you mean on the screen on my left hand side? Or do you mean on the tablet that we're referring to? As in the screen on the left though, or the tablet on the left of me? Because I've got 3 screens physically in my room. Or are you referring to the tablet I'm looking at now? Yeah, so if you're asking about the tablet map, so we go on to charts here. So we've got Navigraph, we've got a Navigraph subscription. So you can integrate Navigraph into here. You don't necessarily need Navigraph. You can click on the Flights in 2024 source, because they do have their own maps. The problem is, because my Navigraph is linked, it will automatically sync to Navigraph. But yeah, you don't necessarily have to have it, but I would recommend it if you're going to be using it for that sim. And then I also have Navigraph open on this left main screen as well, so it's the same software that we're running. We've got an aircraft in front of us, stand by. Hopefully he's not going to be a threat to us. He's 15 miles away. He looks like he's flying across our path. Ran a 2-3 kilo X-ray, so he's showing, so we can see both sets of landing lights here, which says to me that he's got to turn his landing lights off for one, and two, he's flying at a angle. Otherwise, if he's, unless that's his nav lights, so we can see. But excuse me. So guys, what we will do though is we will now get the latest weather information for our destination. So we want to go to the weather area. Echo November Golf Mike is that area. So we'll go to weather requests, pop the METAR in there. METAR to yes, click send. We'll click over on the message box at the minute. We go back a touch. We can go to receive messages, and then the weather data is sat there waiting for us. So the latest weather for us this evening. So 160 at 6 knots. So the wind's alright. Scattered at 500 feet. Broken clouds at 700 feet. So we're probably going to have a little bit rubbish visibility on landing. The actual runway visibility is good. The QNH is 1003 with no significant change, and the temperature is 6 degrees Celsius. So we are going to require engine anti-ice and wing anti-ice for landing. What we'll do is head to the performance page, go across a couple of boxes here. And we said the QNH is 1003. The temperature is 6 degrees. And the wind is 160 at 6 knots. Transition level 075 is fine, so because of the landing speed of 120 and a approach speed of 125, we need to have a look at our decision point as well. So let's have a quick look at our decision height. So decision height for us this evening. So we're going to be going ILS 19 right. So our decision height for this runway, depending on the category of what you do. So we're going for an ILS landing. It'll be the same here basically, so it's the same 876, and that's on the Barrow setting as well. There is also another minimums, tell a lie, there's another minimums box here, so we could actually go less. So it was to do with the runway visual range. Obviously we've got good visual range at the moment, so there's no mention of RVR, so we should be able to just, we don't need to go through all these ABCDs options. We can just stick with what we've got. That's that all computed and planned. One thing we can do is have a look at how much runway we're going to utilise for landing. Probably not a great deal, I wouldn't think. We'll have a quick look at the landing weight of the aircraft. So the landing weight that's proposed is 55.1 tonnes. So comfortably we can go auto brake low for landing, and we're not going to use a huge amount of runway. So there we go, we're proceeding nicely now. Not too long till our landing time, really. About, well, descent time is about 30 minutes, so just under 30 minutes. Then we can start our descent into our destination at Garderman Airport. So after landing, we need to have a look at that as well to see where we're going after landing. After landing, we can probably expect to vacate at probably Alpha 3. I personally don't like the chart version after landing. I much prefer the actual schematic side of things. So after landing we can expect probably even before that. It's a big airport. So probably either Alpha 5, Alpha 4, Alpha 3. Will depend on where we go. Chances are we could probably have one of the stands along here. Probably stand 16 or 15. Obviously there's no ATC on at the minute. So I'm just going to make a note of what stand we're going to look for. It's stand 16 I believe. And then we will go from there. So guys, I'll be back within a couple of minutes. I'm just going to grab a drink and then we're back within seconds. Hi guys, all back with you. So it's pretty dark out now, there's not really a lot to see, is there? Not a huge amount at all, really. One thing we will be doing is we'll be turning the cabin lights down. So that's one thing that does annoy me a little bit about the Phoenix, is that it doesn't remember what the cabin lights are like. So I tend to turn them down to 25%. You notice there's no passengers in that, because the doors are shut. And that's something I do wish that probably could change, but I guess it's to do with there's still no passengers in there. So I've cleared since the last update of GSX. If you don't update it straight away, sometimes the passengers disappear. Let's see how we go there. Either way, it's got us all. It's okay. So we could start descending a little bit earlier. I'd say once we get to sort of like Pipex, we probably want to start descending really, because it's not that far. Like I said, there's no current ATC online. Whether the area controls online, I don't think so. Sometimes it's quite good if the area controls online. It gives you quite a decent amount of separation there. And as usual, we've got to start the chrono. Like I say guys, if you've got any more questions, feel free to ask. I appreciate it's not great to go, and also if you need to disappear for now, that's absolutely fine. We've just got land coming into view slowly. Not a great deal to see at the moment. So I'll be on the ground at about past. Leon, how we doing, mate? Cheers for your message the other day, mate. Much appreciated. Feel free to say hello in the chat as well. If you've got any more questions, feel free to ask. Like I say, not far now already until we start our descent. About 5 o'clock is when we'll be first starting descent. How am I feeling? Yeah, not too bad, buddy. I'm getting there. Still got a bit of a dodgy cough, but other than that, I'm alright. You'll definitely hear me cough between now and the point of being on the ground. But no, we thought we'd just do a short little flight. Well, I say short flight, it's 2 hours. So, apologies, it's back in the dark again. It was nice when we left Gatwick, to be fair. Obviously, less daylight up this direction. Yeah, peace. How we doing, mate? Are you doing anything much this evening, Leon, or are you just flying about, buddy? Not had Kieran on this evening either. I thought Kieran would probably be joining us. So I don't know if you've just joined, haven't you, Leon? So you probably would have heard that our new wing throttle's on its way, as well as the replacement AGP panel that should be here tomorrow. I don't know about the throttle when it will come. I wouldn't be surprised if it will be just after Christmas, but we'll see. And then our overhead hopefully is all, well, hopefully it's on its way finally. I've been getting a little bit frustrated with that in the last few weeks or so, because we ordered it back in October and we expected it was going to be mid-November anyway, which we'd sort of accepted, but we're now near the end of December. Some nice views of the lighting coming into view. So apparently that's something they've changed with Sim Update 4, is the lighting's a little bit better, like the night lighting and things. I guess that's true to some extent, because if you look down, the clouds are quite light, and then obviously in darker places they're darker, so I presume that is true that they've changed that. So far the performance has been pretty good. But we pretty much follow a little bit of a loop, so we'll... I don't know if what you can see actually, but... so yeah, we'll follow a little bit of a loop when it comes to this. So we're going to proceed straight ahead, and then we're making a right turn and then backtracking on ourselves a little bit more. And there you go, there's all the restrictions. Yeah, we could start descent a little bit earlier. Excuse me. So we might have made it start descent now actually. We're starting now, and then we'll be, every time we'll go for flight level 200, I think will be the plan. And then we need to get down to 12,000 feet. So VS minus 1,200. Light level 200 and we'll go from there really. I don't think we've got any ATC on. Nope. Oslo traffic, speedbird 978 inbound, Ripam, descending flight level 200. There you go, there's some of the new views and lighting with Sim Update 4. I think it looks quite good actually. Pleasantly surprised. It may look a little bit better if we turn the light off in here as well. Oh, wow, it like transforms it, doesn't it? Like there's not a lot there, and then all of a sudden look out and it's like, wow. Beautiful views. Absolutely stunning. We're going to set altimeter low for landing. I'm hoping the landing's okay. I've not flown for ages. But a few dodgy ones lately as well. Are you still with us, Patrick, or are you disappeared, buddy? I don't know who's over on YouTube and watching at the minute. I'm not sure about Twitch. Has anyone messaged on Twitch or anything? I don't even know if it's working properly. I seem to have had a lot of issues with Twitch. We'll have a look. Oh, so it's working on Twitch as well. That makes a change. So 17:29 is the next landing time. May be a little bit better. So I decided to start our descent a little bit earlier than we should do, but there we go. So we're currently got an 87 knot tailwind at the minute. I'm surprised we're not bumping about a little bit more than this, but the wing's wobbling a touch, but we'll probably get. See that wobble on the wing. So if anyone is looking to purchase our Honey Bravo throttle, it will go over on eBay. I appreciate some of you guys will want us to try and sell it within the channel, but unfortunately I need the money to recuperate some of the costs for the wing throttle, really. That's sort of how we've gone through the whole process, is to recuperate costs. We will be selling the usual bits and bobs as well. So yeah, we will be selling the everything else. So we've got an inoperative system aft cargo vent, which we are unaware of. And if you double press the ECAM, so if I select the LEC for example and then press again, it just gives you a generic overview of everything as well. So the aircraft's in a 0.2 degree pitch up. Pressure's outside. Hey Ben, how we doing, mate? Putting the aircraft over to the right side. got 189 miles left to run, which may be a little bit shorter depending on how well we control our speeds and everything. We'll have a quick look to see what runways people are using. So it seems like people are landing using runway 19 using 19 left. Dual runway operation is supported, so we could use typically we have landed on 19 left before, but we'll go with 19 right, and then we're going to plan to stand 16, I think we said. Which then is attached to the main terminal. Excuse me. And there's a couple of other people going for 19 right. Until we get a little bit lower, there's not really much need to speak with anyone. I'm looking at going to Oslo in a couple of months' time. I don't know if any of you guys have ever been to Oslo. Is it nice? Is it not nice? And to be fair, the flights are fairly cheap across there, so I can get with EasyJet. I think it's £20. The flights were, they weren't a lot. But yeah, so once the this main throttle's gone, hopefully it'll be a little bit easier in terms of getting everything mounted. That has been a bit of a nightmare, I must admit. So 40 miles until Ripon, where we've got a speed restriction on 250 knots. And then we'll make a further descent to a bit level at 12,000 feet. Which I believe, let's just have a look, see where that restriction is. Oh, sorry, 12,000 feet. I'm pretty sure that's below 12,000 feet. We'll give it just double check. Yes, we need to be below 12,500. Golf 427. Golf Mike 427. 427, 451. Apologies, 451. We need to hit that restriction. So what we could do here at this point, we could pop 12,000 in here. And 451, you want to hit 12,000 feet. There we go, 1 notch below. That's absolutely fine, following the same trajectory we're on at the minute. So we're about 270 knots at the minute. 3.1 tons of fuel after landing on board. Our gross weight at the minute is 55.6 tons. I'm just going to try and see if we can have a... If anyone knows how to actually work out what your gross weight is, I don't know how you actually work out your gross weight at landing. At that point, I presume it's against the flight plan. That's how I always base mine from. There must be a way in the computer system to work that out as well, because it knows its gross weight. There we go. So we got someone's put something on here on SimBrief, not SimBrief, vPilot. Traffic director Bavad transition for runway 19 right, passing Adobe flight level 190, ETA 1708 Zulu. My legs going. There we are. So, I'll have a quick look to see whereabouts that other aircraft is. So it's an SAS aircraft, and he's at Adobe, which I'm pretty sure is over to the easterly side, but we'll see. And there's no... There's all the traffic gone. All the traffic's disappeared, which is not very useful. I should be saying this new system is really, really good. It is good, but never really this obvious aircraft about, so. Oslo traffic, speedbird 97 Juliet on the Ripam 4, Mike arrival, expecting runway 19 right at Oslo. ETA of landing time is going to be 17:10. Wow, the transition at 17:10, not the landing time. That's more. So we're going to stand by for securing the cabin. We'll get a little bit further down before we secure them. I don't think there's any weather that we need to be concerned of. Weather radar's good. Just trying to find this other aircraft that's inbound somewhere. Oh. Like I say, we may be able to go direct to the Bravad transition, which will cut our time off quite dramatically. So we hit that speed restriction now of 250 knots. So the aircraft is now coming to a point where it's going to try and slow itself. I'm personally not going to force it to slow down. There we go. So I've just put a little note on vPilot. Hopefully it won't be as busy on that end of the airport either, so swings and roundabouts really. Are you still with us, Patrick, or have you disappeared, mate? So guys, if you could give us a like, comment, subscribe over on YouTube and also onto TikTok, that would be highly thought of. We are trying to push our YouTube channel a little bit more than we currently do. So then we're about to fly overhead Oslo. We should see Oslo on the right hand side of the actual city. So the airport is actually situated. So where are we in a minute? So yeah, the airport's actually situated over a little bit further away. If we have a quick look. So this is actual city of Oslo, just down here, I believe. I could be completely wrong with that, but I'm pretty sure that's where the city side of Oslo is. Can't see the Opera House today, but in the daytime you can see it. You can see the Opera House. So we're at our speed restriction now. We're well on target for where we need to be at. So we want to be at 9,000 for the other waypoint, which should be fine. And then, like I said, we're going to be heading direct to Bavads and then to 5,000 feet is the plan. Once we get to 13,000 feet, we'll secure the cabin. And we'll get ourselves on the ground for landing. Yeah, we're getting buffeted a little bit by the wind. We've got the aircraft here over to the right hand side of us, so he's just departed Oslo by the look of things. So we'll keep an eye on him visually and obviously everything else. We need to manually retract the landing gear, obviously, because we don't have the AGP panel. And I could relink it back with the Honey Bravo, but that long to unlink it for one day, it doesn't seem particularly relevant. So our plan is to, so from around this point here, we're going to make a right hand turn over to Bavad at 5,000 feet. And then follow it down. Because there's not much traffic about, we should be able to justify that, no problem. So,
please check that your table is folded away, your seat is in the landing position, the armrest down, and your seatbelt is securely fastened. You're seated by a window and have lowered the blind. Please return this to the open position in preparation for landing. You may continue to use handheld electronic devices for landing. These must be held securely or placed into a pocket. Larger items, including laptops, must be switched off now and stowed away safely. Please take a moment to remind yourself of your nearest exit and study the safety card in your seat area. Whether in the event of an emergency, leave all hand baggage behind. Thank you.
13,000 feet. I don't know if you can see much out the window. Yeah, so that's Oslo pretty much over to the right side of us. The sounds are so good on here as well. I don't know what you guys all think so, but I think it sounds pretty cool. It shouldn't be too long. So he's 1,400 feet above us. He's coming past us nicely. Good rate of descent, rate of climb, sorry. We can actually reduce our rate of descent now, so around 700 feet. We've got the aircraft in sight. No, sorry, it's that aircraft. We've got another aircraft here, visual. Let's activate the landing system as well. 3,500 feet Here's the ILETA's intercept point. So about 20 miles now, and then after this waypoint we'll reduce to 220 knots, and then basically further speed reductions from there. Get the first level of flaps out, go to the local QNH. We probably should just quickly refresh the weather actually, just to make sure that's okay. Weather Echo November Golf Mike. Weather requests. Pop that in here. Oh no, I don't want a TF, I want a meta. Yes, send that off. Next weather data. So, just make sure nothing's changed with that.
Let's get up to fortificating all past 6 on the right, fixing to gate 48 via 6.
Just try that again. So approaching 10,000 feet. Doesn't want to open the latest weather for some reason. There we go. So 10,000 feet, let's get the landing lights on. And we can expect stand 16 after landing. Oslo Goldman traffic, speedbird 97 Juliet, 10,000 feet, going direct to Bava, descending to 5,000, expecting runway 19 right for landing. So we've got landing lights on. So you just need to be cautious of this other aircraft here. So 55.2 is our landing weight at the minute. Fortunately, the radar on Navigraph has gone off the line for whatever reason. So now below 10,000 feet we can pop GSX on, and that should allow us to select our stand number. So we want stand number 16 we discussed, and we'll use SAS as our handling agent, I think. After landing we can then select whether we want the marshal to take us there, but to be honest we'll probably be okay. So descend to 5,000 now. So 900 feet per minute. Local QNH 1002 hectopascals, I think. And then we're going to reduce that speed back now to 20 knots. Just let it come back naturally. Got a traffic, speedbird 970 reducing speed to 20 knots, descending 5,000 feet inbound Bavad.
Also, 20 can cargo 1 to Charlie, 3 nautical miles final island, 1 on the right.
So we're just waiting for that speed to come down a touch. It's slowly coming down. Got a pretty hefty tailwind as well, so that will also be another reason why. Once we get to the margin, then we can get the flaps out. That'll control our speed nicely. One. So this is only our second flight using FS Realistic. We'll see how that also works.
Oslo traffic, standing 491, establish ILS 19 left.
So he's using 19 left, so it shouldn't be an issue there. Typically they use dual runways anyway, so he's established in front of us. So we'll just keep it at 220 knots for now, till we make our base turn for the ILS. So now, approach checklist. Barref 1002, cross checks. Seatbelts on minimums are 876 hectopascal, 876 radio, so barrow, not radio. Auto brake low, engine and mode selector is norm. Approach checklist complete. So our missed approach altitude is 5,000. So 5 miles from Bavad. So 3,500 with the got a landing distance there. And we'll reduce back to 200 in a minute.
On cargo 1 to Charlie, 1 right, flying Alpha 4 cables.
Oslo traffic, speedbird 970 on finals, intercepting the ILS, runway 19 right. So 5,000 feet, descend to 4,000. Reducing speed back now to 200 knots. VR1 checked. So approach just come on line 120455. So we're now in 3,500. We'll enable the approach AP1, AP2. Oslo radar, speedbird 970 on the approach, ILS 19 right.
Speedbird 97 Juliet, hello, Oslo approach. Continue approach.
Continue approach, speedbird 970. So, reduce speed now 180 knots. So, lock star, glide slope is blue. Flaps 2.
Approaching Kitla 419er, right.
Olympic 063, hello, Oslo approach. Continue approach, number 2, and speed 200 knots or less.
200 or less, or less, and number 2, thank you.
Speedbird 907 Juliet, speed 180 knots or greater until 6 mile final.
180 until 6, speedbird 900 out.
Olympic 063, squawk 6030.
6030,
So we need to stay 180 knots until 6 miles. Got 2 more miles until.
Hello, Scandinavian 1716, system 72, clearance to Helsinki Information Alpha.
Scandinavian 1716, hello, Oslo approach. You're cleared to Helsinki via the MSFS 5 Charlie departure, runway 19 left. Initial climb 7,000 feet, squawk 5761.
We're clear to Helsinki via the MSFS 5 Charlie departure, runway 19 left, initial climb 7,000 feet, and squawk 5761, Scandinavian 1716.
Scandinavian 1716, read correct.
Get down.
Scandinavian 491, welcome to Oslo. Taxi to stand 73 via Sierra and Whiskey.
Thank you, stand 73 via Sierra Whiskey, Scandinavian 491.
Reducing to minimum approach speed. What's from speed?
907 Juliet, wind 170 degrees, 8 knots, runway 19 right, clear to land.
Clear to land 19 right, speed 970 out. So all configured landing checklist in a second. Oh no, we're already below that. Go around altitude is 5,000 feet. Cabin is ready, eco memo, landing no blue. Just let the wind calm a touch.
Olympic 063, speed 160 knots or less until 4 mile final.
160 till 4 miles, Olympic 0.
Checked. Manual flight. Cat 1. Land.
Approach, good evening, Eurowings 7 X-ray. We have Fox requesting ambulance to Hamburg, please.
Eurowings 79er X-ray, hello, Oslo approach. You're clear to Hamburg. We had a Vippa 1 Charlie departure, runway 19 left. Initial climb 7,000 feet, squawk 5071.
100.
79 X-ray is clear to Hamburg via the Vippa 1 Charlie departure. Initial climb is 7,000 feet and squawk is 5071.
30, 20,
Read back correct.
Retard, retard.
Transporters. Reverse screen. Brake low decel. Manual braking.
Very warm welcome to our destination. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the fasten seatbelt signs have been switched off.
We are already on
Please take care when you open your head lockers, as items may have moved and could fall out and cause injury.
First Olympic 063, wind 170 degrees, 8 knots, runway 19 right, clear to land.
Electronic devices. Please check that you have all of your personal belongings with you before you leave the aircraft.
Speedbird 907 Juliet, taxi to stand 16 via hotel and Golf 1.
Destination, and please speak to our ground staff colleagues who will be
Continue taxi stand 16 via hotel and Golf 1. Speedbird 907 Juliet.
leave the aircraft today. Please remain seated until the aisle around.
Scandinavian 901, you're clear to Copenhagen via the Oxford to Charlie departure, runway 19 left. Initial climb 7,000 feet, squawk 3406.
Once again, thank you and a very good afternoon to you all.
After landing, radar predicting wind shear system is off after landing. Complete.
clear to Copenhagen via Oxford Montreal departure. Initial climb 7,000 feet, runway 01 left, squawk 3406, can you land over?
Negative, it's runway 19 left, and our departure is Oxford to Charlie.
Yeah. With that, Oxford to Charlie, departure 19.
So we're going to be going first right here onto.
Scandinavian 901, read back correct, report ready for taxi.
Oh no, tell a lie, we're going to be going the second right, Golf 1.
Scandinavian 1716 is fully ready for push and start.
Scandinavian 1716, push and start approved, straight push, QNH 1003.
Push and start approved, straight back, and QNH 1003, Scandinavian 1716.
So I don't know what you guys thought. I thought it was quite a decent landing, to be fair.
Taxi to stand 68 via hotel, straight ahead.
Right, hotel straight ahead, 68, will be soon. Thank you.
We'll have to stand 16, which is the second on the left, that's 14. And then the next one should hopefully be 16 with a bit of luck. Taxi lights off. Don't know if we're on safe dock or what we're on really. Can't see safe dock in action, and I also can't see a ground handler. So I'm not sure what's quite going on here, but well, that's not what I wanted to do either. Hang on a minute, it's just froze a second, bear with me. Well, let's continue. Just want to visually look to see where we'll be in the right place, as we have no ground handler and no anything else really. Right, so let's see how we are on the line. Yeah, not too far off the line considering no handlers. So then, for 2 minutes post shutdown, AP is available. So let's kill engine and master 2 and 1. Just wait for external power to be available. Give it a couple of minutes to get itself sorted.
Get through, doors to manual and cross check. Thank you.
Lights go on, calm off. External power's available. We'll get rid of the APU as well. And we can.
Scanner 901 is taxi.
Fuel 901 taxi to holding point runway 19 left via Juliet and Sierra.
Juliet and Sierra to hold point 19 left, scanner 901.
Not quite sure what's going on with the old jetway, but there we go. These things happen. So, parking checklist. Parking brake all chocks. Chocks are set. Wing lights are also off. Engines off. And fuel pumps are also off. Park check complete. So guys, thank you very much for joining us on this short flight over to the lovely Oslo. We'll just quickly review the flight and just see what our touchdown rate was. It seemed pretty good, to be fair. I was quite impressed with that. 139 was our touchdown rate, so I'll take that. That's pretty good, pretty decent. Like I say, we're utilising FS Realistic as well. So bear in mind, both them things were running. I don't think we did too bad, to be quite honest. Certainly expect it to be worse. So guys, thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again soon in another video, guys. For now.